Gini úsla galéir, is mis an tullh Brian Macra, uachtarán Ulscoil Cahar Bhaile Clia. Chuir an fáilte roimhigh, Higgins Sharmanas Brunta Céima Seo, Sharmanas Erlina. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to warmly welcome you all and to thank you for joining us for today's virtual graduation ceremony, especially our graduands, your families and friends. This is a special ceremony, not only because it is online, and of course we all would have preferred it to be different, but also because it is dedicated to the profession of nursing and especially to our own graduating nurses. We know that very many of you are working on the front line in tackling the COVID-19 crisis, and this ceremony will reflect our admiration and gratitude in a number of ways. In the ceremony that follows, I am delighted that we will be joined virtually by the Emcee for the ceremony, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Professor Ethna Guilfoyle, and the Executive Dean for the Faculty of Science and Health, Professor Michelle Butler. But before we commence the ceremony proper, we are honoured to have a very special guest joining us for the occasion, President Michael D. Higgins. I am particularly grateful to President Higgins. He has many demands on his time for contributions to so many facets of Irish life and society. And during the pandemic, the scale of these demands has not diminished. They have simply moved from physical to virtual. When I issued an invitation to the President, he had no hesitation in acceding to our request. Go raibh míle maith agat a uachtaráin. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honour to introduce the President of Ireland, President Michael D. Higgins.
I'm delighted to accept your invitation and to have the opportunity to be part of this important occasion. It is an occasion that is important not only in the lives of those who will obviously go on to make such an important contribution to society, but also to a society that is receiving such a commitment from you. May I commence by expressing my warmest congratulations to you. My best wishes to you, the graduands, on this milestone day. I am aware that this is not perhaps the graduation day that you had envisaged. It is, however, like all graduations, a celebratory event that marks the culmination of so much hard work, dedication and commitment to the realisation of all your ambitions. Recent months have brought into sharp focus the vital contribution that the nursing profession makes to our society. As a nation facing together the challenge of the coronavirus pandemic, we have been so greatly inspired and uplifted by the remarkable courage, compassion and generosity of those who work in our health services. Central to that service is, of course, the nurses who deliver such safe and effective care in our hospitals, health centres, clinics, hospices, and of course out in our wider communities. There can of course be no doubt that the role of nurses in Ireland has evolved and changed greatly in recent times. Your duties are now without boundaries and extend into all of the areas of medical care, as the healthcare environments in which you work and make decisions has become an increasingly complex one. Indeed, in 2017, the World Health Organization said that the advancing role of nurses and midwives in Ireland, which has seen the delivery of quality care to patients while simultaneously reducing the workload of primary care doctors, offers an important example for other countries. You can indeed be very proud, therefore, of the profession into which you now graduate, a profession which accounts for half of our global healthcare workforce. It is a profession which has grown to play a critical role in the implementation of patient-centred care and in the delivery of effective primary care services. It is also, of course, a profession which requires specific and in-depth qualifications, and today we celebrate your achievement of those important credentials. We also today are celebrating the instinct that has prompted you all to study nursing and that has driven you forward through the many hours of study and lectures and on those first nervous steps into real-world working environments. The role of nurses may have changed considerably and will continue to evolve and grow. However, the spirit of compassion and care that has always lain at the core of the nursing profession remains one of the most important attributes of nursing. It has been a very great pleasure to take part in this joyous occasion, graduating from its root concept, graduus. It means a step on the road, the commencement indeed of a journey. For some of you graduating here today, a career in nursing has been a long-held ambition. Others amongst you may have been prompted to enter the nursing profession after personal experience or witnessing of the important, varied and admirable work undertaken by our nurses. Whatever road has brought you to this important moment today, the moment we're celebrating the opening up for all of you of new horizons, full of possibility, féideartaigh gan teorann, of decisions awaiting and aspirations beckoning. Guim gach ragus bannachtari. I know that there is a wide variety of nursing programs, specialties, further degrees and certifications for different types of nursing, which many of you will consider pursuing in the future as you continue to discover your unique talent and skills in your chosen profession, one that has become so radically redefined in recent times. As you now graduate and begin to go your separate ways, I wish you all satisfaction, continued moral courage and good and lasting friendship in whatever direction your nursing careers may take. Guim gach rach bannach dori, san obair agus don tábhachaí. Bar bannach.
Good afternoon. My name is Professor Ethne Guilfoyle and I'm Vice President of Academic Affairs and Registrar of Dublin City University. Each of you should have received a booklet giving the order of the ceremony which follows. We hope you'll keep this booklet as a souvenir of what is important an occasion for the graduates and the staff of the university. We will shortly move to the presentation of graduands and awards by the Dean of the Faculty of Science and Health, Professor Michelle Butler. First, however, I have great pleasure in introducing Dr. Martin McAleese, Chancellor of the University and Chairperson of the Governing Authority. Os orm an Dr. Martin McAleese, Chancellor na Hallscoile, agus cathairleach chus de ceannas na Hallscoile, a chur na hana díobh.
Dear graduands, this is not how we plan to celebrate our graduating class of 2020 from the School of Nursing, Psychotherapy and Community Health. In the very year that the World Health Organization had designated the year of the nurse and midwife, the year too that marks the 200th anniversary of the birth of Florence Nightingale, who elevated nursing to a profession and a science underpinned by values based on care for the suffering and respect for human dignity. Nor did we foresee that your class would graduate right in the eye of a global pandemic, and that instead of gathering together in the helix, we would meet only across the internet, and you would have to settle for a virtual graduation. So very, very different from the buzz, the fun, the excitement, and the atmosphere of a normal graduation day. Nothing is as we planned or foresaw. So many everyday aspects of our lives have suddenly changed, and so much has become uncertain. But standing tall, reassuringly, above all the new regulations, the social isolation, the hand washing, the social distancing, has been a resounding and compelling story of human heroism, and that is the story of frontline healthcare workers. That is you and your colleagues. You chose to enter a career that was always going to make exceptional demands of you, because that is its very nature. However, in doing so, it is doing so today in ways unimaginable just a few months ago. And although the pressures are huge, nurses have quietly and humbly earned public respect by standing strong and working for the well-being of others in the face of a lethal virus we have yet to tame. So, although this is a very different graduation ceremony, its very uniqueness underlines the strangeness of these times, which so profoundly impact on your profession in particular. We could not be more proud of you on this day. Proud that you chose nursing, that you chose DCU, that your hard work has been recognized in the award of the degrees, the diplomas and certificates that you will receive here today. And we could not be more sure that the world and the workplaces you're entering as graduates will be strengthened by your presence. This university knows your worth. It has trained and tested you. And now through this graduation ceremony, it validates your abilities, your competence, your credibility as professionals worthy of trust. The community of DCU confidently sends you out today as its ambassadors. You and your families can take great pride in your achievements. We wish you every fulfillment in the world of nursing. And we pray that just as you work to keep others safe, that you will stay safe and well and enjoy long years in this profession that is admired and revered above all others. Thank you and enjoy today.
President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Certificate in Homeless Prevention and Intervention. Gerard Doyle, Christopher Duffy, Dara Fitzgerald, Erica McMahon, Rita Mirembi, Charles Ayolola Agosakan, Folashade Olotu, Michelle O'Neill, Jennifer O'Rourke, Sinead O'Rourke, Chris Percival, Aidan Shiel, Mikal Schulk, Sean Walsh. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Diploma in Health Studies. Peter Hand, Nollaig Kennedy, Adriana Reminska, President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Science in Children's and General Nursing Integrated. Shauna Bannon, Lauren Byrne, Sarah Curran, Catherine Day, Caoimhe Gallagher, Siobhan Hennelly, Lorraine Hines, Isla Laverty, Grace Chipo Majawa, Rachel Malone, Niamh Mannion, Elizabeth Moran, Eilish Mulligan, Thelma O'Connor, Maeve O'Doherty, Isha O'Sullivan, Emer O'Sullivan, Kirsty Quinn, Nevena Radomirovic, Veronica Thomas. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, General. Claire Brady, Nicole Brennan, Karen Bugler, Lauren Byrne, Niall Conalog, Marta Danny, Emma Louise Deegan, Bridget Dempsey, Aisling Doyle, Lauren Doyle, Aisling Finn, Jade Gannon, Tracy Getcate, Shannon Gilligan, Niamh Gordon, Alicia Gumley, Melanie Hallers, Sinead Mary Holton, Yasmin Harati, Anne Hayden, Marie Hegarty, Lorraine Heslin, Emma Higgins, Amy Hinchey, Megan Hoey, Alana Hughes, Aoife Kearns, Shauna Keevans, Ruth Kiernan, Monica Kirwan, Sarah Kate Lacey, Roisin Mali, Emily Mannion, Robin McDermott, Lisa McCann, Saoirse Nora McGrath, Shauna McGrory, Wendy McGuinness, Catherine McKenna, Shauna Moen, Aisling Morris, Nicola Mulligan, Ruth Joanne Murphy, Rory Okialig Wong, Niamh O'Donnell, Claire O'Dowd, Eilish O'Grady, Jade O'Hare Mullally, Conor O'Neill, Niamh O'Sullivan, Rhiannon Pope, Laura Power, Emer Quinn, Rachel Joy Rees, Raquel Ricci, Louise Marion Roach, Emer Russell, Bridget Fidelma Ryan, Claire Schofield, Eliza Synagoga, Aisling Smith, Evelina Toba Uska, Lucy Towers, Catherine Turner, Colin White, Megan Wilson. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Intellectual Disability. Bola Jibril Adara Malapo, Ola Funky Adielo. Everbright Juliet Onyekwi. Norgal Boteva. Lauren Cahill. Aoife Collins. Siobhan Delaney. Noel Dowling. Nicole Erskine Pitter. John Farrell. Amber Foy. Jennifer Hazel. Ciara Jordan. Sinead Joyce. James Mooney. Dervla Moran. Mabel Marapi. Karen Murphy. Orla Murphy. Niamh Mary O'Brien. Sophie O'Reilly. Chioma Blessing Ogwata. Princess Justina O'Onuju Udomi. Kate Whelan. Liam Willows. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing Mental Health. Emma Jane Alden. Banaz Azizi. Kira Balfe. Anna Barry. Denise Birmingham. David Bracken. Jennifer Brannigan. Claire Breen. Daniel Butler. Ciara Byrne. Emer Byrne. Shannon Casey. Tafadzwa Gary Chizaza. Rebecca Dunn. Niall Dwyer. Tanya Ennis. Victor Olan Rawaju Familiua. Anna Camille Galano. Catherine Gaughan. Gary Con Howard. Abigail Yamba. Stacey Kavanagh. Denise Kelleher. Amy Kiernan. Paula Canarney. Siobhan Kinsella. Alina Kirsakmini. Omantalani BC Kuf Orji. Saoirse McGowan. Niamh Maloney. Rachel Ellen Murray. Karen McCann, Antoinette McCavara, Patricia McGovern, James McWeeny, Lydia O'Halloran, Chenini Rita Okwara, King Pagdanganan, Sarah Power, Karen Ryan, Orla Sheehy, Grania Smith, Charlotte Omanagu Ukuta, Sheena Walsh, Rebecca Whittle. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Higher Diploma in Children's Nursing. Irene Amo Paz, Ellen Blake, Eva Brady, Rebecca Coates, Michelle Cummins, Aoife Curley, Niamh Curley, Cleona Doyle, Rebecca Duffy, Tanya Fahy, Ruth Finlay, Ellen Hall, Elaine Hanrahan, Catherine Kelly, Aoife Kilcullen, Karen Lisi, Anya Lynch, Niamh Lynch, Saoirse MacDonald, Gillian McGurk, Ciara Catherine McKeown, Saoirse McMahon, Siobhan McSweeney, Kaylee Moriarty, Nicola Murphy, Aoife O'Gorman, Mary O'Grady, Priya Rosaline Poner Anagam, Kira Ruan, Bismi Totiel Sultan Mohammed Abdul Qadir, Sophie Traynor, Michelle Wright. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Graduate Diploma in General Nursing Practice. Daniel Andre Botas, Rachel McKeown, President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Graduate Diploma in Intellectual Disability Nursing Practice. Jennifer Duffy, Suzanne Horton, President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the graduate diploma in mental health nursing practice. Christopher Crilly, Niamh Effie. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Master of Science in Integrative Counselling and Psychotherapy. Denise Casserly, Michael Ledden,
Tá áthas airn anois fáilte a cuireadh céimethe a bhfuil céimeanna taighde le bronna orthu. We are now pleased to welcome our graduates for research degrees. Professor Michelle Butler will present the candidates from the Faculty of Science and Health for postgraduate degrees by research.
President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Doctor of Philosophy programme through research in the School of Nursing, Psychotherapy and Community Health, and who have fulfilled the requirements laid down by the Academic Council of the University. For a thesis entitled An Exploration of the Experience of Caring for Children with Non-Malignant Life-Limiting Conditions, including accessing services and decision-making surrounding the child's care, Fiona Hurley. For a thesis entitled The Role and Mechanism of Immunomodulation by Influenza Virus and its Components in the Predisposition to Bacterial Disease during Influenza Infection, Paula Maguire. For a thesis entitled Respite Services for People with Dementia and Their Carers, Perspectives of Key Stakeholders, Emma O'Shea. President, I present the following candidate who has successfully completed the Doctor of Psychotherapy programme through research in the School of Nursing, Psychotherapy and Community Health, and who has fulfilled the requirements laid down by the Academic Council of the University. For a thesis entitled The Impact of Child Sexual Abuse on the Adult Couple Relationship, the perspective of the survivor attending for therapy at an Irish Rape Crisis Centre, Suzanne McLean.
We are delighted to now bring you a very special message from the President of the International Council of Nurses, Ms. Annette Kennedy, which will be followed by an address from the President of Dublin City University, Professor Brian McCraw.
Hello, my name is Annette Kennedy, and I am President of the International Council of Nurses. I wish to thank Dublin City University for inviting me to address you today. Today is a great day for you. It's your graduation. I'm sorry it's virtual, but perhaps later you will be able to have a nice celebration all together. The organisation that I represents nurses in 130 countries worldwide, 20 million nurses. So today, I bring you greetings from those nurses all across the world, 20 million nurses. I know that you're graduating in general nursing, psychiatric nursing, in learning disability nursing, in children's nursing, and also you have some graduations in very interesting competencies like homelessness, counselling, psychotherapy, and health. All great competencies and all very much needed. We are 6 million nurses short, so we need all of you. This year, 2020, was designated by the World Health Organization as the Year of the Nurse and the Midwife. It's also the bicentenary of Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale, as you know, was the one nurse who decided that hygiene, health promotion, disease prevention was very important to healthcare. And now, 170 years later, this is the essence of curbing this pandemic. When we talked about this year, 2020, we envisaged a year where we would celebrate, where we would showcase nursing, and where we would increase the profile of nurses worldwide. But COVID-19 changed all that. COVID-19 brought the world to a standstill, insofar that even a walk in the park or meeting friends and family was not an option. But what it did do was it showed how indispensable you are as nurses. It showed that you are the backbone of the service. It showed that you have courage, resilience, compassion, caring, competence, and you're true professionals. You are nurses. I know that you have been brought into work very early as new graduates, and even the postgraduate nurses have been brought in. This is a different situation for all of you. It's difficult, both psychologically and physically. It's stressful, and I know it's worrying for you whether you might get the virus or whether you might bring it home to your families. But I know that nurses are courageous, and I know that they will always do the best for their patients. Society have called nurses heroes, but I say you were heroes yesterday, and you are the same heroes tomorrow. You are nurses and you are professionals, and I am proud to be one of you. I am proud to be an Irish nurse. I know that someday in the future, you will have time to have a really good celebration. I thank you for all the work that you do today and every day. I hope that at some stage in the future, we will meet. But in the meantime, I want you to take care of yourself, because that is so important. It's so important that you look after your mental and physical health. I wish you all success in the future. I wish you health. I wish you time to enjoy yourselves. I want you to keep safe. And I thank you from the very bottom of my heart.
Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final address of today's ceremony, and you'll be glad to know that it will be short. Firstly, I wish to speak specifically to our graduates. I want to congratulate you all sincerely on your personal success, the success that we are marking in today's ceremony. Today is a day to reflect on your achievements and commitment, and to celebrate with the pride of knowing that all your hard work has been worth it. But graduation ceremonies are also about expressing gratitude to those who supported you along your journey to today's celebration. All of us know that without our loved ones, our families, friends, and supporters, days like today are simply not possible. So it is important that we acknowledge that support and express gratitude to the people that played a significant part at various stages of your life in enabling today to happen. And I would also like to acknowledge all the staff here at DCU who assisted you along the road to this wonderful achievement. Thank you all. At this stage, you have heard from the President of Ireland, Michael D. Higgins, the President of the International Council of Nurses, Annette Kennedy, and the Chancellor of DCU, Dr. Martin McAleese. I am very grateful to each of them for contributing to the ceremony, and I think you'll agree that each has enhanced it immeasurably. Shortly, you will hear from poet Paula Meehan, who has created something very special for today's occasion. Before that, a few short words from me. Every year, I look forward to this particular graduation ceremony, as it provides an opportunity to express in a public forum the gratitude and respect that our society feels towards nurses, and also to convey the high esteem in which our nursing graduates, our nursing students, and our nursing staff are held here at DCU. Today's special ceremony and the eminence of the various contributors from outside DCU is a manifestation of that esteem. The nurse is first and foremost a professional with the ultimate sense of service, a service that is responsive to the essential needs of their patients, needs like empathy, compassion, keeping patients informed, doing the right things at the right time, being with and available to patients and their loved ones. These are the constants of care, and nurses are its custodians. And of course, never were those constants of care more relevant or more needed. At this very moment, in Ireland, and indeed all over the world, nurses are making a huge difference to people's lives. The world of the nurse is a sequence of quiet or unrecorded heroisms. If there is any positive to come from the horrific pandemic that has afflicted us, it is this. Those previously unrecorded heroisms have now achieved global recognition, and the compelling tales of courage on the front line have informed the perceptions of societies across the world, possibly and hopefully forever. So, today, as you embark on a career in that selfless profession, I feel that it is important that we express clearly by our words and actions how much we value these quiet heroines and heroes of our society. Many of the important things we do as a university are done in partnership with other external organisations, and this is particularly true in the case of nursing. We depend very much on our core nursing partner hospitals and services, and I want to acknowledge them today too. Thank you very much for your support. My final responsibility, and indeed honour, at today's ceremony is to introduce one of Ireland's leading poets, Paula Meehan, who has composed a poem called Crossing the Threshold for today's graduation ceremony. In recognition of her outstanding achievements and major poetic contributions to Ireland's cultural heritage, DCU conferred an honorary doctorate on Paula in 2019. A number of weeks ago, I asked Paula if it would be possible for her to compose a poem in honour of nurses, not only to mark today's occasion and to honour our graduates, but also to salute all of those nurses on the front line during this horrific time. I knew that this was a tall order because creativity cannot be switched on to order, and a commission cannot really operate to tight deadlines. So Paula made no promises, apart from saying that she would do her best and see what would happen. When asking Paula, I hadn't known about her close personal connections with nurses, for a range of reasons that will soon become obvious. The tribute she has composed for us, and especially for today's graduates, is powerful, emotional, and personal. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, Paula Meehan.
I'm delighted to be part of your celebrations. If each of you individually is going across a threshold now with your graduation, the whole of humanity is also crossing a threshold in this pandemic. 2020 will go down in the history books for all the right reasons as well as the wrong reasons. And I wish you all the very, very best in your future journeys. So for you, this is crossing the threshold. When I was a girl, I spent all of 3 months in a fever hospital. A room on my own, far from the city street I lived on. No visitors allowed, but sometimes my mother's face at the observation hatch. She sent in a doll, costumed as a nurse, in a cap and a cape and a little tin watch pinned to her chest. And that doll became confidant, perched on the locker, a patient witness to my natter and jabber, the long days to endure, and the longer nights when the stars wheeled past my window and I learnt their patterned journeys across the heavens, though not what their journeys portended. I called her Nurse Harriet, after the real nurse who came to tuck me in with the last bedpan, with the last dose of tablets, With the last thermometer, with the last taking of the pulse and the chance of a story. What my doll did in the war, what she did in the rising, what she did in the trenches, in the rocket to Mars. She was hero, she was avatar, in her cap and her cape and her little tin watch perched on the locker, taking my measure through the hot winding nights of sickness and the slow unspooling weeks to wellness. Those whorled fingertips on the thin skin at my wrist, that cool hand on my head. I fancy I can hear my own blood thrumming through my veins. I must have been lonely. I must have been frightened. It comes back so clearly, this COVID spring, wheeling into the summer of 2020. My nieces are nurses, their beautiful faces marked and welted by masks and visors, their word purses full of medical phrases from the Latin end of the dictionary. The matter-of-factness of their going out to night shift or day shift is to me the entirely miraculous. When I ask what they'd say to you of their lives now, this. How unnatural to say goodbye through Windows, FaceTime, Zoom, the machines ticking out their cycles, how we find new ways to hold and to be held, how we deepen in mercy and kindness. And this is routine, all this is normal. They step over the threshold, outer to inner, inner to outer. They ward off the darkness. They are bringers of light to this world. Its dazzling confusions, its crystal certainties. They open wide the curtains to the bright star of morning. After long night, between one breath and the next, on a blackbird still praising the earth in her turning.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now coming to the conclusion of the ceremony. Sinjar le Shermanus Irnona, Chogarm na Halskalja. Tamid Buik Di Vasocht, Burvehi Loher Lin. The formal proceedings of this afternoon's ceremony of the spring convocation of the university are hereby concluded. Thank you for being with us today.